Hey there, Capricorn. It's Keaghan. Welcome to your reading for December 8th through the 14th. It is a general reading, so keep in mind energies can be reversed in general readings. I urge you not to make any huge life decisions based on general readings on YouTube. Also, keep in mind genders don't really matter in tarot for the most part. We're talking about energies, so don't get hung up on genders of the cards. I'm going to explain what I'm going to do for your reading here in just a moment. I just want to give the decks a couple of shuffles while I was on camera for those of you who like to see that happen. I like to give you that peace of mind to see that the cards are being mixed up. Okay. I'm going to move these two decks that I just shuffled off to the side here. I went through another deck of mine and I just removed the major arcana cards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle these as well, and then I'm just going to spread them out. I'm going to pick 3 cards at random, and this is going to give me insight into what energy is the most present for you during this week, and then we'll just work on each of those cards to clarify things as we go. Keep in mind this is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. Crosswatchers, you're welcome here. Watch at your own risk, and keep in mind, again, energies can be reversed, so let's just mix these up here, kind of get messy with it. Okay. Which cards? I'm gonna take this one. This one. Okay. Let me move these off to the side. Okay, Capricorns, let's see what's going on with you guys. You have Temperance coming out reversed, the Tower upright, and Strength also coming out reversed. Okay, let's talk about these. And then I'm going to start with my Rider-Waite deck just to clarify these, and we'll work our way through. So coming out as the first energy here, you have Temperance, which has come out reversed. This represents a situation in which things are not balanced. Things are not going in a way that feels like they are aligning to your wishes. It can also represent a situation in which things are feeling extreme or in excess in some way. With the Tower coming out here, it feels like whatever these things are, whatever these imbalances or these differences in what the ultimate outcome between you and this other person, or you in terms of whatever it is that you're wishing to manifest, those differences have led to a situation in which there has been a very sudden breakdown, a very sudden change. This feels very much like an upheaval of energy. There's also an energy coming out here of something being revealed to you. It could be a situation in which you were not aware that things were not imbalanced, that people did not have the same objective in mind, that people were aiming for different types of outcomes, but that was revealed to you and it led to a very shocking and a very disappointing situation in which all this came to a head, and you're sort of left with the rubble of what was. The other card coming out for you is Strength, which has come out in reverse. What I get from this card initially, just in terms of the energy, is like I said, a lot of that emotion, which is very raw and new. There is a certain level here, Capricorn, I do need to say, part of what I'm getting from this is that you're needing to calm your own self. You're needing to deal with, you need to get control of your own emotions around this. This feels very fresh. This feels very much like something that has just happened. The energy coming off of this card, it, like I said, it just feels very raw. It does not feel like something that has been healed. It doesn't feel like something that's had time. This feels like something that it is very fresh. The Tower especially is just feeling like something that has just happened. For some of you, this might be something that comes to a head during the week of December 8th through the 14th. Clarify Temperance in reverse for Capricorn. Why is Temperance reversed December 8th through the 14th? Any additional insight into Temperance? Why is this Temperance card reversed for Capricorn? You have the Ace of Cups coming out here in reverse as a clarifier. This can represent a situation, obviously, in which, someone has taken back their offer or their participation in a relationship. What I want to talk about more so with this card is this card is representative of a need to focus on yourself, loving yourself, caring for yourself. This card also speaks to emotions which are repressed, emotions which need to be dealt with, emotions which need to be clarified and cleared. Like I said, I don't feel like you've had time to really process this. It feels very fresh. Clarify the Tower. Why is the Tower here? What is this Tower about? Any insight into the Tower? Whoa. Alright. These cards came out on their side. I'm going to read them this way. You have the Four of Cups here, coming out with the Six of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles reversed. So Capricorn, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Six of Pentacles first. This card means a situation in which there's an equal give and take. What's being put into a situation is being returned. There's a certain amount of generosity and fairness that's associated with this card. Now, in terms of this Tower moment and Temperance being reversed, I feel like this is what has been shattered for you. I think that this Tower is really a situation where you're realizing that things were not fair, things were not balanced. I'm saying that primarily because of this King of Pentacles, which has come out reversed here. The King of Pentacles is someone who is really focused on themselves. They're focused on what they need. They are not focused on the needs of the other person. This is a very stubborn energy. It's someone who just does not take care, does not offer stability. They're not focused on the security of a connection. The Four of Cups has come out here upright. This is a good space for you. I think this is what I was tapping into with that Strength card reversed. I think right now what you're being called to do, or what is best for you, what's needed for you in the situation, is just to pull yourself back a little bit, to reevaluate the situation, to take the time to just chill out, try to heal, contemplate things before making any sort of move. I think right now, like I said, I sense a lot of anger on your part, a lot of raw emotion, and that's not the best time to be making a move towards trying to deal with this or engage with this person. Let's take a look at Strength reversed here. Strength reversed for Capricorn. You have the Six of Wands here coming out reversed. Again, this card for me, as a reader, one of the things that I associate with this card is the ego. The other thing, when this card is upright, this represents success and a public recognition for it. So when it's reversed for me, it can represent there being a public knowledge of a failure, public knowledge of something that has gone wrong. It represents a situation in which other people are aware of something which has not worked out. It represents a situation where someone has egg on their face, where they're embarrassed about a situation. There's a fall from a pedestal of sorts. This seems like a situation, like I said, with this Ace of Cups, where on the surface, this would have been a situation where people, or a connection in which people felt like you were doing well. You would have been seen as being the dream couple, being a couple that really had it together. And then ultimately it was revealed that one person in the situation, energies can be reversed. If you're a crosswatcher watching this, you might feel that it was the Capricorn. But one person in the situation was not actually as engaged and committed to this as they appeared to be. I think they presented themselves to be the King of Pentacles upright, but the truth of the situation was Temperance is reversed. This King of Pentacles is also coming out reversed. That's what this Tower was a realization that this person was not as committed to this as they said they were. I'm going to switch over to my Mystic Monday deck. Clarify the Ace of Cups. You have the Two of Cups coming out reversed as a clarifier for the Ace of Cups. Yeah. Um, so this represents a situation in which you felt, Capricorn, that this was a connection which was secure. This was a connection which was fated. You felt a very deep bond with this person. You felt that they were someone you could trust. Ultimately, all of this is coming out reversed here, showing that there was a lot of deception on their part. Um, I hate readings like this because when these cards come out, this represents a very intense draw towards a person, a very deep trust. This would represent a lot of shared emotion with this person. And ultimately, it just feels like such a betrayal on their part. I'm going to take a look at this King of Pentacles. Clarify the King of Pentacles for Capricorn. Take that card. I'm just going to move these cards up and put this king here for you guys. This is what I'm clarifying. First card that has revealed itself, you have the Seven of Cups, which is coming out reversed here. I feel like this King of Pentacles was definitely someone who was weighing their options. You know, the Seven of Cups here represents energetically being overwhelmed by choices. I think what was actually going on with this person is that they just got messy. I don't necessarily feel that they were overwhelmed by their choices. I just think they couldn't keep their story straight. I think they couldn't keep things hidden. I think that they were juggling lots of different, I feel like maybe even more than one other person. I feel like this definitely has a player type of vibe to it, especially with this King of Pentacles. And ultimately, they just could not keep it together. It was something that came to the light, especially with it being associated with this Tower energy. You had two cards here that I haven't flipped over yet. Let's take a look at those. You have the Emperor coming out reversed. This represents someone who is very dominating, someone who is very stubborn, someone who does not want to have this type of balance. They don't want to be held accountable for their actions. There's a lot of anger that is coming out in terms of this. With the King of Pentacles and the Emperor both being reversed here, I can tell you this would be someone who was very controlling, someone who did not want to have any sort of accountability for what they do. They want to be able to do whatever they want. And I feel like you didn't see this. I feel like even though eventually they did get messy, I think, and they got caught, I think for the first part of this at least, they were very good at hiding this. They were very good at presenting, you know, this Ace of Cups, Two of Cups as what they were really about. Let's see what this card is. You have the Hanged Woman coming out reversed here. This is the Hanged Man in a typical deck. It's interesting here. One of the things that I'm getting that is a little bit interesting here is there is a feeling of indecision, and I don't understand where that's coming from. I think it is coming from this person, this King of Pentacles, whoever this is for you. It's almost like they feel like this isn't done. They feel like they still have a shot here. They're hanging out. They're waiting. They're trying to delay this in some way. They're stalling. If this is a situation where you are trying to deal with getting someone to move out of your home, getting a divorce, some sort of situation in which something needs to be finalized or closed out, they're dragging their feet on that. They're not allowing it to happen. They're fighting you on that situation. This person's a pain in the butt. I want to take a look at this in terms of this energy. Like I was saying, this is where there's lots of raw emotion, and also I feel like part of the reason for that is because this is quite public. People, this has been exposed. Again, the Seven of Cups, I'm putting it here sort of in between these two because I feel like it's the bridge between this. I think there's this fairy tale romance, everything that's good on the surface. It could be that things weren't good, but you presented it publicly as if it was, Capricorn. Then there's this huge tower moment. This person is revealed for what they truly are. It's revealed that they had other people that were involved in the situation. They're now being very nasty publicly, trying to either prevent you from leaving, prevent this from being able to close out in some way, blocking you from being able to get closure on this or to finalize this in some way. Is known very publicly, and it's leaving you in a place where you're very pissed off, you're very angry, and you're trying your best to control your emotions. You're trying your best to get yourself centered, but this person is so triggering. I can feel it. They're triggering and they're pushing your buttons. They're trying to keep you. It's a situation, what I'm getting from this, and the Emperor reverse represents this type of energy in which someone, if they can get any type of reaction, they feel like that's a victory. They feel like as long as they can still provoke you, as long as they can still piss you off, if they can make you angry, that means that you still care. It's that type of energy here. I want to take a look at this just in general and see what wants to come out to clarify this. Give me more insight into Strength reversed and the Six of Wands reversed. You have the Six of Swords coming out reversed here. Again, this represents unfinished business. This represents a situation in which someone is very resistant to change. It's this hanged woman energy. This person is fighting this. This person is not wanting to let go. This person is not wanting to allow you to walk away from this. They're fighting you on this, even though they've been exposed, they've been caught. Grab another deck here. Clarify the Two of Cups reversed. What is the Two of Cups reversed here? Give me additional insight. You have the Ten of Swords coming out here reversed. This represents a good energy, actually. It can represent resisting an inevitable ending to something, which I do pick up here. I've talked about that. I think that's the energy of the other person. What I get here in terms of this Two of Cups, though, in terms of clarifying it, is this is a situation in which someone is recovering. It's a place where someone is actually managing to start to heal from a situation. If you think about this card and how it's traditionally drawn, you know, the swords are in the person's back. When it's flipped, it's almost as if the swords are starting to fall out. Capricorn, I feel for you like you have seen the truth of the situation. I feel like you're done with this. You have Temperance coming out as a clarifier as well for that Two of Cups. Keep in mind you have, at the top of this, you had Temperance reversed. I feel like you now see the truth of the situation. From your energy, this has been something that has been balanced. It's been closed out. You have found a way to heal this and really start to move away from it, but this person is fighting you tooth and nail. I want to take a look at the Seven of Cups. Again, I feel like this is that person getting caught, juggling, having multiple people. Give me more insight into Seven of Cups. What's the Seven of Cups reversed here? Why is the Seven of Cups reversed? You have two cards. You have the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Wands both coming out reversed here. The Eight of Wands represents a situation, again, when someone is resisting change. It represents delay and frustration. The Nine of Wands, when it's reversed, is a situation which we're very overwhelmed by a situation, a struggle that we're going through. It creates a situation where anxiety is ramped up to the point that we feel defensive and paranoid. It's, again, what I was feeling here with this energy. This person has embarrassed you publicly. They've left you with egg on your face. They've left you in a situation in which, like, what I'm getting from this, honestly, is they were caught red-handed. They were caught. But they are making it out in a way that makes it seem like you're not justified in walking away from this. They're making it out to seem like you are overreacting. They're not only saying these things to you, they're saying these things to other people. I don't like this person. I really don't. The Empress just showed herself here. It almost fell out. I'm going to stick her back in if she wants to come out, she can. We do have the Emperor reversed here. I'm going to take a look just at the Six of Wands. Why is the Six of Wands reversed here? Why the Six of Wands reversed? Just gonna make sure one didn't flip. Coming out to clarify the Six of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups, which has come out reversed. It's interesting. You know, the Nine of Cups, when it's upright, that's a dream come true card. When this card comes out reversed, for me, it just represents a place where things were so close. You were so close, but it just did not pan out the way that you thought that it would. It's what I was saying, where I feel like on the surface, people looked at you and they thought that this was going really well. I even feel like potentially Capricorn, you also felt like this was something that was stable, something that you could trust until this person was revealed, until the mask was taken off on this person. You had one other card coming out here. You have the Sun. This makes me very happy for you, Capricorn. You know, the Sun is the most positive card in the deck. I do feel like ultimately people are going to see this person for who they truly are. They're going to see this person, what they've done. They are going to side with you in the situation. I feel like you're going to have lots of support. I do feel like ultimately this will work out in your favor, Capricorn. This is a very upsetting reading. I don't like it. I'm sure you don't like it either, to be quite honest. But I do like that we're ending on the Sun here because it just shows support. I also like that Temperance came out upright here ultimately for you. I do feel like you've reached a point where you're done with this. You're ready to close it out. This person's just giving you hell about it. They're making it very difficult, very challenging. But ultimately, you're going to be able to do what you need to do in order to move away from this, to move on from it. I'm going to go to my Oracle deck and see what wants to come out as advice or guidance for you. I feel very angry right now. I can just sense this person is just trying everything they can to prevent you from leaving, even though you're completely justified in doing so. First card coming out here, my fearless freedom lights up the world. Again, you have the Sun card coming out. You have the Sun on this card. Freedom. Keep fighting for your freedom, Capricorn. Anything else wants to come out here? Advice or guidance for Capricorn. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Capricorn, ultimately you're going to be fine in the situation. You're going to be able to close this out. You're going to be able to do what you need to do, whether that is moving out, getting them to move out, getting a divorce, finalizing whatever it is. They are going to put up a fight. I'll just let you know. I think you're already aware of that. But you do have the Sun here. I think ultimately the end of this reading makes me feel much better than I was feeling in the middle part of it, because I do think that you're going to be able to get control. You're going to be able to get your own situation sorted out the way that you need it to be, the way that you want it to be. But this person is going to be challenging. They're going to fight every step of the way. I can just sense that with the cards that are coming out, especially with that Emperor being reversed. They're not going to give up easily on this, even though they have completely messed this up. Capricorns, I'm sorry. I just want to say that. I love you guys. If this resonated with you, again, I'm sorry. But if it did resonate with you, I have been encouraging people, go into the comments and be there for each other. If people are going through similar situations for you, it's very often healing just to see someone else going through it and hear someone that really understands the situation and knows what you're going through. Again, I do think in terms of like the illusion being shattered about this relationship, I think ultimately people are going to realize that you were not the person at fault in this. They will put the blame where it belongs. So Capricorns, I will see you next week for your reading. I wish you luck with this, and you do have a lot of support coming your way.